What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Sneakerhead 213. Before I move forward, as always, hit that like button, comment down below, subscribe if you're a new viewer, hit the notification bell so that you can stay up to date on my latest content. With that out of the way, let's get started to this really sort of disappointing review, but I'm making something positive out of a negative. So, as you can tell from the title of this video, this is not a lie. I got scammed via eBay. And if you guys don't know how eBay works, basically a seller can either list shoes. Well, I'm speaking particularly for like people selling their shoes. So the shoe market there, you can pretty much place bids or just buy the shoe as is on eBay. So the way I bought this shoe is I basically clicked on auctions, and that shoe happened to be one of the most popular shoes with the highest bid amount. So right away, that was a good sign to me personally, based on experience on me buying on eBay. So this particular shoe, let's just get it out right away and show you. Then I'll get more into what happened in the whole story. So this is a box it came in with. That was a big tall tale sign that something was a little bit off, but not really. The box really doesn't matter much. So here you guys can tell, guys, the top of the box looks like this. If you guys don't recognize the shoe just from the top of the lid, I mean, you guys don't know too much. This side is like that, this side's like that. That's a big hint of what the shoe's already gonna be. And then this side's empty. And then back here, we have your regular Nike labeling here and your overseas Nike sticker there. So that's already a big sign. And today, guys, we're actually going to be doing a review on the Nike Air Jordan 4 Retro Levis NRG. NRG, that just stands for energy, literally the word energy. That's why it's NRG, energy. Suggested retail price was $225, and there's all the tags and stuff, but let me pause before I get into this review. So the backstory on these, I won them through an auction on eBay. I felt pretty confident based on the eBay seller's feedback. He had close to 100% feedback. I normally don't buy shoes if they're lower than a 95% good feedback, positive feedback on eBay. And I felt pretty comfortable with this seller because he had really good feedback. I always read the comments and stuff, read the description. So there were no red flags. The pictures that he provided of the shoe at the time were pictures of a real authentic Levi's 4, but the ones that I got here you will see are not authentic. This is more like a replica or an authorized pair, or fake. So that's one of the things that had me confident in placing a bid for these particular shoes. Because the amount was pretty large on what I lost out on this shoe particularly, I'm not going to disclose the amount. But I will say it's kind of a little bit up there. I didn't pay the maximum amount that these shoes are reselling for, but it was still pretty high. It was higher than the retail price, $225 retail price on this. Another thing, guys, you have to keep in mind is always ask questions. That's something I regret not doing. I didn't ask the buyer questions before, making the finalized purchase, authorizing the purchase, but what's kind of coming good from this situation is I'm learning more about like disputing on PayPal. So I'm in the process of filing a claim within this between me and this eBay seller, just because on the description it said that it was a legit shoe in fact. So I'm looking to see if that comes through. If not, I'll wait till the end of this video and I'll let you guys know what I'm going to do with this specific pair. But because of that negative experience that I got losing out on, and a good shoe that I really wanted after paying resale on eBay from a reputable buyer, despite all his feedback and all feedback from previous buyers from him that had left there, I'm going to pretty much show you guys what to look out on these. Because these, I looked online, guys, and I got so many stories to tell you guys about, but I'll tell you guys about those as I get more into the review of the shoe. But these are being faked like crazy within the eBay market, like crazy. There's just fakes everywhere, and you got to really look out for some things. And I'm going to show you guys what to look out for here. So one of the first thing, guys, to look out for is on the bottom of the box, guys. The labeling is pretty much the same. The font is a little smaller than expected, though. This font should be a little bit bigger. it's a little bit smaller and it's thin. If you look at that, it's very thin. The letters are the same color it should be. The box is the same color as the real pair. This should only be if you purchase these from overseas. The retailer who I purchased them from, he was not from overseas. So I'm not going to put his name on blast only because I don't want to give him business. Even there might be some of you out there that are into buying fakes, and I don't want to give him that business because he doesn't deserve it. So as a result, this thing right here, this sticker here, is actually a sticker as if you were to win these shoes via raffle or purchase them overseas, like in China or some country in Asia. So that's what this sticker is here, is on here, saying that these were pretty much a Nike pair from overseas out in China or Asia. So that was a red flag that I noticed right away. Also, guys, right here was where I knew something was up. This whole label, this entire label should be a lot wider. It should be like all the way up here, close to like touching the lid. And then also the font, guys, where it says Air Jordan 4 Retro Levis NRG font, that should be a lot more like, the letters should be taller and a little bit thicker. But that is the correct font, but it's just the sizing of the font and the width of the font is not correct. And then just other little things like, you know, pretty much these little codes here, they can be different based on the retailer. And then just the entire font here, guys, is just it's not way off, but it's off. The sizing is different. It should have been a bigger label. And then also, guys, this right here, I feel like this price tag label thing is actually very thin, but I'm not sure, since they used a different type of label than than Nike regularly does on their Jordans. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that, but I just noticed it's very thin, like a sticker almost. And then the ring hole here is pretty much correct. And we will see more flaws of this shoe. So opening up the lid, you don't see anything here. And when I opened it up, there was a different kind of smell. It smells more like a very glue type of industrial glue smell. This card is blank on this side. On this side, you see it says, you know what it should say. I'll let you read that on your own. So these are really, really good replicas or fakes, or whatever you want to call them. And then I opened up, this was another red flag for me, besides from what I've been mentioning. I opened up the box and the paper was very thin. It almost looked like, I don't know, it was just very, very thin. And I saw that they had the Levi's Stratus or Status, whatever, she has Stratus logo there and company. You see that? And then it said Jordan there. But I just felt that paper is very thin, but I'm not sure. You know, I don't have the real pair in hand to compare it to, but it just seemed very thin to me. So here is the first shoe, guys. I'll let you guys know this first shoe. Let's get a thumbnail. We're going to get a thumbnail on this, guys. But here's the first one. Here's the second one. Give me a second. Here is the actual quality control sticker. So they actually had a real quality control sticker there. So this guy who's selling shoes here in the United States, you guys gotta watch out for. He's selling them as fakes. Like I said, I'm not gonna disclose his name only because I feel that it would benefit him and some of you guys buying from him fakes, and I don't want you guys to risk it. So yeah, I've called him out on some of my because you know I have a lot of connection with some of like the people that help me legit check in case I don't know what's real or fake. And that was one of they pretty much confirmed that these were, you know, a replica pair. But they had heard about that seller, and they weren't aware that he was even selling fakes. So, you know, it was news to them. So that's why I'm saying I'm turning this a negative situation into a positive situation to help some of you out there. So these guys are the Levi 4 times you know, Jordan sneaker shoe. NRG, whatever they're calling them. One of the first things that I noticed on this shoe when I took it out is the smell. It's like, it has a very, like, I don't know, industrial glue smell. Almost like a, I don't know, like a glue gun smell. Like the same glue that's used in glue guns. It has a very different smell, and I'm not sure if that's the smell it's supposed to have, but I'm pretty sure it's not, since these are, you know, not authentic. But one of the things I noticed besides the smell was pretty much the outsoles, guys. I looked at the outsoles on these shoes, and they do not line up at all. Like, they sort of line up, but they don't. If she's gonna capture this is gonna be a long video, so hang with me, guys. Bear with me. This is gonna be educational purpose. Look at the left shoe. Well, my left, this left, and this is my right. Look at the outsole. Look at the Jumpman. Look how crooked they are. They're not even lined up. I mean, that's just a really bad sign right there. And guys, if you guys are wondering, well, if you notice these signs now, how come you didn't notice that in the pictures? Again, as I said in the beginning, in the pictures, he had in fact a legit pair, and I even messaged those pictures within the eBay listing to these guys, and he in fact had a legit pair. So that's gonna be my worry within filing a claim with, well, while I filed this claim with PayPal. That's gonna be something that worries me, because, you know, this is a fake pair, but he could have had a legit pair listed, you know, on eBay. So that's what kind of sucks, and it's gonna make it harder. Also, guys, if you guys really look at it, you see how not leveled the soles are? They're like very crooked and just not centered well. Look at that. It's almost bent, like if somebody already wore the shoes. But more specifically, look at this center piece here, this red here. It's very layered up. It's like elevated higher than any of the outsole, and when you try the shoe on, you can really feel it. So that's pretty good sign that they were fakes. The outsoles feel like real rubber, guys. They feel like your regular rubber. Another thing, guys, the laces are a little bit off. I think if I look correctly online, the laces on the real Levi authentic pair were actually like a darker, or sorry, lighter blue, but I'm not sure. You guys help me out on that. The laces I felt were off. Another thing, guys, is when I got this pair, I noticed a lot of the pairs online had the lace laced up here within the middle hole, not the, you know, outer hole here. It would have had, the authentic pairs would have had it laced up here instead of out here. So that was a really good sign. Another thing, guys, is actually, I believe the stitching, guys. The color is very similar, but the stitching online, I noticed the coloring was different. So this like goldish, brownish stitching was a little bit off, but it was very, very similar. Also, this tag here, guys, this right here, this is longer on the authentic pair. It like hangs way down towards the bottom of the sole, like way down there. So this has to be longer. That was another sign. And another thing, guys, if you guys didn't realize, is this little pod here, this hole here, where it seems like the denim is reversed. This is on the authentic pair is from here to back here. It's literally, it passes this little like shoelace strap. It passes it all the way up here. So it should have had this whole entire bubble here extended all the way over here, no matter the size of the shoe. That was a really good sign. I knew these were fakes. Another thing, guys, is on the back, the Jumpmans. And this, shout out to the guy who I communicate with. There's a subscriber. I have a lot of friends that are subscribers of mine via Instagram and just, you know, just texting back and forth. And he commented on something that I didn't notice. The Jumpman on this one and this one, compare them to. The one on the right, my right that is not even centered correctly. Look at that Jumpman. It is not centered correctly at all. And then furthermore, to even validate that, if you look at it from a bird's eye view, look at how crooked the pull tab is on this one compared to this one. Look at that, guys. That is so sad. Look at this. This one's farther out to this, going this way, and this one's more well centered, but this one's like all crooked. And a lot of people are like, whoa, they're denim, you know, they're denim, they're not gonna have them perfect. But I mean, come on, this is something you'd catch. Another thing, guys, is I believe on the authentic pair, and when compared to this pair, this flap here was a little bit shorter, just a little bit shorter. And the texture of this actually feels spot on authentic. It feels like a real Levi's jean texture tag here. But I'll let you guys see this. Let me know if you spot anything else. Just let me know. But when I filed a claim, I just, you know, I pretty much spoke with someone on the phone. I just mentioned as many details of it being fake as I could. And I had them all written down, but, you know, I lost that paper, and so I'm trying to remember as many of the things I could remember. It still came with a little Levi's flap here, And I believe the one on the actual sneakers was a little bit less wider than this. It didn't stick out as far as this one. So that's another red flag. Let's see, what else? I'm trying to think what else. Oh, another thing that one of my subscribers helped me find. This right here, the paint on here was already like scraped like that. It wasn't scraped, but it wasn't painted fully. So that was another red flag there. I didn't like that. I didn't like seeing that. What else? The color of these shoes is actually spot on. If you guys don't know, not every Jordan Levi's 4 is going to have the exact same color denim material. And that is for a fact. If you look at the reviews out there like I did before doing this, a lot of people were saying that. The air bubble units are spot on. Only with this side, as you can see, it gets less and less wider. It starts wide off back here. And then it gets like, it like sinks in and shrinks. So that was another red flag there, guys. The stitching looks really good, but the color of the stitching, the thread they use for the stitching is off, like I mentioned. Now let's get to the inside of the shoe. Another red flag was this, guys. I don't know why it came with this. This shouldn't have really been in here, I assume. I didn't see any of these. And then it had the shoe tree was another red flag. The shoe tree. I think they came with stamps, I think, if I heard correctly. And then the shoelaces were very good, but they actually came with the Levi button type material. But when you look closely at them, it looks like if they're painted. Like this one looks like painted or burnt to make it give that like a antique like button effect. So that was another thing. And then here's the inside of the shoe, guys. There wasn't many people online showing pictures of the inside of the shoe, so I couldn't catch to see what parts of the shoe were fake. But here's the inside of the shoe. And another thing that gave me a red flag was that insole. You see that insole, how it kind of looks like it's sunken in there, it concaves in? That was a red flag immediately. It kind of sucks, but this one right here, guys, I'll show you guys. You guys gotta watch out. There's a lot of good fakes out here. It's just very disappointing I had to, experience this, but I figured, help my subscribers out because I know a lot of you guys wanted these shoes. Here is the other insole. Again, these are an authentic / replica / fake pair, whatever you want to call it. I think when someone says replica or sample or unreleased or unauthorized or replica pair, they all fall under the same category to me, which is fake. There's a reason they didn't hit retail stores, and that's because they're fake. Or unreleased. It's just all that to me is categorized as fake. Never buy those kind of shoes, guys. With these, I got fooled really good. Like I said, the online pictures were legit. I sent them to a lot of people here within town that legit check shoes that have shops, sneaker boutique shops, and they were like, yeah, the ones on the listing are legit. Yours are not legit. So that kind of sucked. That makes it harder for my claim. But anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think. That's as many things that I can see that are pretty much, red flags. Also, one of the things I was thinking is maybe the sole on these, the midsole, is a lot thicker than it should be, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just, at this point, maybe I'm just very disappointed in this shoe. Also, I felt like this was extended too far out, but again, I'm not sure if that's true. I don't have a physical, legit Levi Force to compare it to, but that's just something that I noticed. But everything else was really spot on. I even tried the shoe on, guys. They felt pretty good, except, I could feel like a little bit of the jean material rub on my foot, like towards the inside of the midfoot here. But guys, other than that, that was pretty much it. Let me know what red flags you see. Let me know what red flags you see, guys. Let's get a thumbnail. We're going to get a thumbnail. So anyways, guys, so what do I plan on doing with this, guys? What do I plan on doing with this? What am I gonna make out of this experience? And sorry if you stayed to this whole video. I'm just trying to make it as much educational as I can. So the thing I've decided to do with these is either give them away, but I don't want to really give away fake pairs. That's the thing, or just use them as beaters. Like when I go out, for example, when I go out and shower my dogs, I'll just wear these. I mean, you know, just something like that. You know, use them as beaters, or when you go out running, something. So that's the thing I want to do. I'm not going to sell these because, you know, I have a really good reputation already within selling shoes. So I'm not going to tarnish it by doing this, selling fakes. So as you know, as I said, I'm either going to give these to like a family member who really wants them, like my little nephew or something, or just keep them as beaters. But I hope you guys learn as well as I did from this. There are a lot of good fakes out there, and there is actually the story I want to tell you guys. There's this guy on StockX. I'm not going to put his name out there because I don't want him to gain customers or sales from this. There's this guy out who's selling a pair of these, guys, a legit pair of these, with a StockX tag. Like, he was able to replicate it or remove it and put it on the actual fake pair. But if you look at it, you can tell really good signs that those shoes are fake. So be aware of that, guys. Just because it has a StockX receipt authentication tag doesn't mean it's authentic, guys. You just have to really do your homework with this, and I learned the hard way. And as I just previously mentioned, that even people with StockX tags, they're going as far as putting StockX authentications tags. They're probably getting fake pairs, buying a legit pair, trying to make up for it by making that money back, so that way they get a legit pair for retail price or for free, pretty much. So that's one of the things I noticed, guys. Just be aware, educate yourselves. Like I had to educate myself, unfortunately. And yeah, just let me know what you guys think. If you have any ideas on what to do with this pair, I'm probably just going to keep them as beaters, to be honest. And yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Follow me at Naptown Sneaker Reseller. I had these posted on there. When I realized they were fake, I just took the post down because I was like, man, this sucks. You know, it's pretty depressing. But you know, you just gotta move forward. You learn from your experiences, and that's pretty much it. That's how I dealt with, you know, this losing this much money. You just gotta learn from it. That's pretty much it. And shout out to everybody that you know, was letting me know, hey, I think those are fake, because they were right. They were fake. But I kind of noticed it after, you know, looking at it really close upon inspection. So. Yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Like, favorite, share, subscribe, whatever you guys want to do. And we will see you guys on the next one. Peace.